Get out of this house, do you hear me? Show him out.
I'm leaving. I shall not be back. But something will.
Don't look at the eyes, Rex. God.
Through its history, Hammer Productions has built a reputation, with the occasional notable exception, on the traditional, quaint, almost cosy side of horror. For decades, cinema goers knowing exactly what to expect from a tried and trusted formula that had entertained audiences since the early 30s, borrowing heavily from folklore, Shelley and Stoker. It was a recipe that had worked since conception, and basically, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. But by the late 60s, their competitors were moving on to pastures new. The climate was changing, bringing new terrors from the modern perspective of science and serial killers. The likes of Hitchcock and Polanski already exploring contemporary fears from nature and the human mind itself. Hammer could be seen as slow to adapt, almost stubborn, still leaning heavily towards the time-honoured Gothic styles of their heyday well on into the 70s. That's not to say, however, if they wanted to startle audiences with something totally unexpected, they couldn't. And in 1967 and 68, they did just that. Firstly, with the unnerving sci-fi horror Quatermass and the Pit, and then in 68, bringing Dennis Wheatley's story chillingly to life with The Devil Rides Out. And in some ways, leading the charge headlong into the new age occult horrors of the 1970s, with a disconcerting mix of rituals, apparitions, and mind control. Set in the year 1929, though feeling much later with its deco-modernism and fuss-free styles, The Devil Rides Out is based on Wheatley's book of the same name, though retitled The Devil's Bride for US release, and one of several novels penned by the author exploring the dark arts and the occult. It is a simple plot of good against evil. Christopher Lee in a rare protagonist role as the Duke de Richelieu, battling Charles Gray's sinister and powerful Mocata for the very souls of two innocent, though naive, bystanders caught in Mocata's menacing web. What sets this apart from Hammer's standard fare, however, is seasoned director Terence Fisher, taking a step back from the usual melodrama and schlock of the studios to produce something that feels genuinely foreboding, with more than its share of high suspense and nightmarish imagery. It begins with de Richelieu and a friend's suspicion of the recent odd behaviour of an old acquaintance, Simon. They waste no time in paying him a visit at a new and imposing property he's acquired. It seems well timed as, upon arrival, Simon appears to be hosting some sort of gathering. It's not a party, he insists.
Just a meeting of little astronomical society I've joined.
Which sounds almost as suspicious as the men's association from the Stepford Wives, while the guests are as diverse as the Coven Rosemary encounters at the finale of Polanski's Occult shocker. The Duke and his friend Rex are introduced to the guests, which include a young woman named Tanith and the enigmatic though somewhat dismissive Mr. Mocata. And the Duke's suspicions heighten when Tanith assumes the pair to be part of the group.
Surely we're not meant to be more than 13.
Oh, we're not members.
What?
We only stopped by to see Simon.
And they're asked politely to leave as the meeting is about to begin. The Duke, however, is determined. He asks to see the property's observatory before they depart.
Simon, those charts, they're not astronomical, are they? It's clever of you to extend the decorative scheme to the floor.
Sounds like mice.
The Duke is well learned in these practices. Simon is meddling in something terribly dangerous. He refuses to let his friend fall prey to the dark arts and takes matters into his own hands. The two escape with Simon back to the Duke's home. Here he uses hypnosis on his friend and places a cross around his neck for protection. However, while the Duke explains to Rex about the dangers of black magic, something entices Simon to remove the symbol. They return to Simon's house. It seems empty, apart from the chickens.
At least we've saved your lives.
The Duke clarifies yet more of the symbolism and context of the events unfolding. The two search the conservatory for further evidence, but it seems they're not completely alone after all.
What is it?
Clavicule of Solomon.
Valuable.
It's cold.
Oh, God.
Don't look at the eyes, Rex. Run!
Mocata's powers are more evident than ever. On the extent of the danger Simon is facing, they need to find Tanith, and quickly. The Duke locates her, and while he does some further research, Rex convinces the girl to join him. His interest is, after all, above and beyond just assisting his friend. It's notable that the original publishers decided to market the novel as a romantic thriller rather than the meticulous study of occult arts that it is. Probably the safer option in 1934. Fisher, however, paces this aspect comfortably in with the well-timed action and dark detail. Rex, with Tanith, are returning to the Duke's niece's home in the country. It seems a more secure place for Tanith and Simon while they plan their next move. But Mocata never misses a trick. He's got his eyes on Tanith. Literally. And Tanith makes her move.
I must take your car. Simon's life depends on it.
Do not be afraid. He will never catch you.
The family card is written off. Luckily, Rex is okay. He tracks Tanith to Mocata's house, and on, in the fading daylight, to the site of a satanic mass. The service begins, with Simon and Tanith as guests of honour. Rex feels out of his depth. He retreats and calls the Duke, and they approach the clearing together. Mocata calls a halt to all the revelry, and then
The devil himself.
Rex and the Duke need to move quickly, and they both have a plan.
Throw that straight in the face of that damn monstrosity.
They escape, back to Marie and Richard's house, where Tanith gets some rest under the watch of Rex, while the Duke, with Simon, reveal the earlier events to the relatives. The two find it fantastical, but can see their uncle is deadly serious. He must leave for the day, but not without dire instructions first on watching Simon and Tanith. But when he's departed, a visitor arrives. Marie tolerates Mocata's presence, seemingly out of curiosity. He insists their two fugitives leave with him at once, implying the pair to be in grave danger if they don't. But Marie believes none of it.
Please, hear me out.
So he changes tack.
Mind over mind. Your will is leaving you. Where is Simon?
Upstairs.
Alone?
My husband is watching him.
And Tanith?
Upstairs.
Alone?
No. Rex is with her.
Honey, would you come and...
Get out of this house, do you hear me? Show him out.
I'm leaving. I shall not be back, but something will. Tonight. Something will come for Simon and the girl.
Tanith flees, in fear of harming Rex and the family further. However, Rex goes with her. The Duke returns and is furious with the two for leaving. Meanwhile, it's getting dark, and Tanith is changing. At the house, the Duke makes a circle of protection. Rex and Tanith are on their own. It seems Mocata's powers are just too strong.
The lights, they seem to be dimmer.
Easy, darling. It's all over now.
But the Duke knows better. This was simply the first wave.
Hey, what's going on in there?
Stay still. No!
We must let him in.
Who? You think that's Rex out there?
Rex's voice fades away, and then it's the Eaton's daughter, Peggy. And she's outside the circle. Another one of Mocata's malevolent tricks. Their only hope is for the Duke to recite the last two lines of the Susama ritual, but there's a catch.
To do so would destroy us as effectively as it would stop Mocata.
Then what would be the moment where they have no choice? It's not long before they find out.
What is it?
He has given up trying to get Simon. He has sent the angel of death himself into play. If we once catch sight of his face,
Mocata!
Tanith is released, but sadly it's too late for her, as the Duke explains the Angel of Death can't return empty-handed.
It's over?
Yes, son. It's all over.
But Mocata has one final twisted trick to pull.
I'll go and see how Peggy is.
Miss Biddy, she's gone.
Simon wastes no time. And the Duke uses hypnosis again, channeling Tanith's spirit through Marie to locate her daughter. A winged serpent is guarding the way. It could only be the gates of the house. Simon is well ahead, but it seems he's expected. And now, Mocata doesn't need him anyway, because now they have the ultimate sacrifice. Or do they? The Devil Rides Out is just that, one hell of a ride. This is a very British boys' own adventure, complete with car chasers and baddies, mystery and rituals. Lee and Gray are fine adversaries, battling it out for the souls of Simon and Tanith, while British staples Leon Green, Patrick Mower and Paul Eddington keep the high suspense rattling along. But the real star here is director Fisher, who ramps up the fear factor with some genuinely chilling imagery. Produced in the same year as Polanski's Rosemary's Baby, and a similarly fine study of the dark arts at a time when the world was harbouring a deep paranoia and dread that the devil could be right at their door. The Devil Rides Out is available on Blu-ray and the BFI player. Strap yourselves in for the ride.